You may be asking the question, why study the book of Nehemiah in particular for Broadview Baptist Church? What is it that you're hoping that the book of Nehemiah does? And one of the things that I'm hoping that it does is kind of address where we are in this season of life as a church. Anytime a church does something big, maybe they build a new building, maybe they had a big burst of growth, maybe in our case, we just got through with this transition. In fact, the transition, I think it's safe to say, is officially over. It's been a success. Things have gone well. We're no longer in that. The psychological change, all those things have taken place. But that was a big deal for a church to do. In fact, especially a church in Abilene, especially a church that had a pastor here for 37 and a half years, that was a really big deal. But anytime a church goes through something big like that, usually on the other side of that event, there are groups of people, you might call them personalities, which kind of rise up in the church. And none of these groups of people are meant to be classified pejoratively. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. In fact, I myself have been in one of these groups at one point or another in my life. And sometimes you can be part of this group and part of the other group. And so I'm not trying to trash or come down on anybody. I'm just pointing out the facts that anytime a church does something big, these kind of people surface. These groups of people. In fact, probably every single one of us in this room will identify with one of these groups of people. The first group of people, you might call them the relaxers. And the relaxers are the ones who say, "Whew, we're done. Praise Jesus. Nobody died. Nothing blew up. The church didn't end. Let's just calm down. Everybody stop. The past is behind us. Just chill out. Let's relax. No thought about tomorrow. Who cares about tomorrow? Let's just focus on today." The vision of Broadview Baptist Church culminates right here, right now. Let's just take this tank of gas and run it till the car dies. Relax. The relaxers. And there are some in our church who identify with that. Let's just calm down. There's another group of people, you might call these group of people the investigators. In fact, many of you in this room may fall in this group. There are new people who are coming to our church. I was talking to someone the other day who came to our church. He hadn't been here for several months, if not a year. And he said, I walked in, I didn't recognize very many people. There was all these kinds of new people, all these different things. Everything is different. The mood, the culture just felt different. And so for some of us, you're here because you're investigating. Maybe you heard something and you heard something good, and so you're here to check that out. You heard something bad, and so you're here to see how bad it really is. You heard about the new preacher, or the new music, or the new culture, or the new program, the new staff member, whatever it may be. But here you are, and you're investigating, and you're wondering what in the world is going on. Then there's another group of people, and this one's going to sound pejorative, but I promise it's not. This group of people, you might call them the agitated or the agitators. And this group of people says, we've come out on the other side of this thing, and I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but it wasn't this, and I'm not sure if I like this, and I'm not sure if I like that, and I'm not sure if I like you, and I'm not sure if I like this place, and I don't really know what I wanted, but it wasn't this, and you're agitated. Maybe you're not negative. Maybe you still believe in the future, and you're supporting the vision, and you're supporting the leadership, but it just isn't what you thought it was going to be. You're agitated. Then there's another group of people, and you might call these the expectors or the visionaries. And these people get on everybody else's nerves because they're going, well, the past is behind us. What's next? What's in the future? What are we going to do next? Didn't we just buy that house in the corner? When are we going to turn that into a parking lot? When are we going to build a new sanctuary? When are we going to get a new youth building? When are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? And there's always focused on the future. And they're just not going to relax. In fact, the relaxers hate these people because all they want to do is go to the next thing. They'll never celebrate. And in fact, you could probably bend the expectors and the agitators. Some of the agitators are so agitated that they're expecting the change. They're expecting to change the things which are agitating them. So you could be an expector agitator. In fact, if I'm honest, I'm probably in that area. And then you have a fifth group of people, and these are the organizers. And the organizers get on everybody else's nerves, and everybody else gets on the organizers' nerves, because the organizers are the people who say, what are we doing? We need a spreadsheet. What are you planning? We got to write it down. You want to what? You want to get more people? How are we going to get more people when we can't even take care of the people that we got? How are we going to go on that mission trip? How are we going to pay for that one? How are we going to fund this? How are we going to do that? We need to organize. And so the expectors and the organizers, they never get along. The agitators and the organizers, would you just quit complaining? We can't change anything. And so you probably fall into one of these 5 camps, at least a little bit of maybe one or the other. But here's the deal. The church needs every single one of these people. Broadview Baptist Church needs every single one of these people. We need agitators. We need expectors. We definitely need organizers. We need celebrators. We need relaxers. You know why? Relaxers help you celebrate. We need agitators because agitators help you evaluate. We need organizers because organizers help you situate. We need expectors because expectors help you anticipate. We need all those people. And all of those people need the book of Nehemiah. Because the book of Nehemiah helps all those people with one important thing, and that one important thing is vision. Because without vision, these people are lost. Without vision, the expectors don't have an answer. Without vision, the agitators don't have a guide. In fact, the book of Nehemiah and vision stirs the relaxers, it focuses the agitators, it answers the investigators, it guides the expectors, and it structures the organizers. We need vision. We need to know what is God's work, what's God's way to do this work, and are we really pursuing this for God's glory? That's what vision does. And every single one of us needs vision because we don't want to just end up somewhere in our individual lives, and we don't want to end up somewhere in our church just generally, accidentally. We want to end up somewhere on purpose, and so we need vision. You need vision as an individual because you don't want to just end up somewhere in your marriage, and for that you need vision. You need vision as an individual because you just don't want to end up somewhere in your finances or in your career or in your educational pursuits. You want to end up somewhere on purpose, and if you want to end up somewhere on purpose, you need vision. If we're going to end up somewhere on purpose as a church in our discipleship or our worship or our mission or our music or our trips or all of the things that we do as a church, if we're going to end up somewhere on purpose and not just coast and not just accidentally figure something out, we need vision.